All right. Good morning, everybody. Today I'm going to be doing a speech of tribute to someone that I find a very big role model in my life. So I'm going to start out with a quote. Success is to be measured not so much by the position that one has reached in life as by the obstacles which he has overcome. Booker T. Washington. So today I chose to talk about Benjamin Carson. For those of you who don't know who that is, Benjamin Carson is a world-renowned neurosurgeon. He was the first to successfully separate Siamese twins at the back of the head, that were joined at the back of the head. So his accomplishments in life were all a direct result of perseverance and hard work. He started from the bottom as an average African-American student growing up in racism-filled neighborhoods. But because of his determination, he has made significant impacts on the fields of medicine, the field of education, and the field of politics. So, first of all, I'm going to talk about his impact on medicine. So, ever since he was 8 years old, Benjamin Carson wanted to be a doctor. I don't know why he had that dream, but he just came up with it one day and he said, I want to be a doctor. So, he pursued that dream, and he went to Yale University, graduated from there, and then also went on to University of Michigan for medical school, and eventually ended up getting an internship at Johns Hopkins Hospital, which is pretty famous. He basically popularized a procedure called a hemispherectomy, which is removing one hemisphere of the brain. And the reason they do this is because people are having really bad seizures, such bad seizures to where they can't do anything. They can't live normal lives. So they take out one hemisphere of the brain, and he popularized this and made it successful. He was one of the first doctors to ever do that. But his real fame came when he separated the Bender twins. They were born by C-section, and they were attached at the back of the head around this area. And he was the first doctor to successfully operate and actually have it work. The reason that this operation is so hard is because of the brainstem. The brainstem is one of the most important parts of the brain. And if you damage even one tiny little bit of it, you're going to live as a vegetable for the rest of your life. So because of this surgery and because of his many successful surgeries after that, he has made a huge impact on the field of medicine by changing the face of neurosurgery as we see it today. Secondly, I'd like to talk about his impact on education. As a young child, Ben would watch maybe 6, 7, or 8 television programs every day and every week. And he wouldn't do any reading unless he had to for school. Well, one day his mom said, all right, you and your brother are only going to watch 2 television programs every week, and you're going to read 2 books a week. Now, Ben thought this was literally impossible. I mean, 2 books a week? I've never even read 1 book in a long time, you know. The only things I read are for school. But because his mom forced him to read, windows of opportunity opened in his life, and he truly learned that reading can transform lives. In a recent magazine article, he was interviewed, and he stated, "The real responsibility of educators is to cultivate a spark of interest in students, whatever it takes to motivate them. If children get excited by something, then their interest will be self-perpetuating." So, him and his wife have started something called the Carson Scholar Fund, and it basically helps out students who need help in their education and stuff like that. So it's a great door to open opportunities to the world of education. And the third thing that he has impacted is politics. In May 2013, he was invited to come speak at the International Prayer Breakfast in front of President Obama and many other influential people in the government. And in a recent interview talking about the speech, he was asked this question. Let's talk about the speech a little bit. The fact that you abandoned political correctness, as you like to call it, and shared some of your concerns regarding government policy now has you on the political radar of many groups. Should they be worried? Will you continue to actively speak like this? And the reason they asked him this question is because he talked about things such as the deficit and the national debt and problems of education in America, and he made it very uncomfortable for a lot of people. So this was his answer. My impression is no. No one should be worried whether I did or not. What they should be concerning themselves with is how we do fix many problems that are going on in our nation. You know, that's part of the problem. Everybody gets worried and gets their nose out of joint because somebody expresses an alternate opinion. Rather than sitting down and willing to discuss what those alternatives are and what the goals are, and if we can ever get people to focus on that, I think we can get back on the right track. So, because of his fearlessness to stand up for what he believes in and to stand up for what he believes is right, many people are thinking that he should run for president in the 2016 election, which is something that he has turned down. But he has definitely had an impact on the face of politics as we see them today, being one of the only African American people to actually stand up and to say what he thinks the nation should be and have a different view and have a different opinion and to express it in a way that many people can hear it. So in conclusion, I really think that Ben Carson should be honored. I think he should have many tributes about him because, for one thing, he's had impacts on all these fields: medicine, education, politics. He stands up for what he believes is right, and he is also a role model to many students. And as someone that read his personal biography and has read his books many times, I believe that he has been a role model to me as I've been growing up. He is worthy of tribute because of these things. And in his book, Gifted Hands, which is a biography about himself, he said, "Success is determined not by whether you face obstacles, but by your reaction to them. And if you look at these obstacles as a containing fence, they become your excuse for failure. If you look at them as a hurdle, each one strengthens you for the next." Thank you.
Okay.